Hey YouTube, Ryu here, and I'm going to do something a little bit different right now. I'm going to go ahead and take a page from Milo's playbook. I am going to tell you how to beat MGTOW. Now, this might get a little complicated. This is going to be very triggering. But if you want to know, you got to go ahead and listen. Now, the first step to beating MGTOW, you have to acknowledge that men have it really fucking shitty as far as the laws and as far as society is concerned. You have to recognize this. I'm not saying that women have it completely peachy. I'm not saying that women don't have their problems. But I'm saying you have to acknowledge that, yes, men have some very serious problems. And in most cases, they are the same problems that women have. But the reason why we have the problem still is because of the fact that it's been ignored or excused. So, let's really go ahead and get into it now that we got the premise out of the way. So, what can you do to defeat MGTOW? Well, for one, you can go ahead and get rid of the bullshit rape laws. Like, go ahead, keep it where rape's illegal still. Don't get me wrong. But update them to where it includes a woman forcing herself onto a man. That means if a guy's drunk and a woman goes ahead and sleeps with him, coerces him into sex, well, that was rape. If a woman stealths a guy, that's sexual assault. The guy's not responsible for the kid. The woman goes to jail. Get rid of no-fault divorce. That was the worst fucking mistake that we have in this country. Just as a society in general, it's the worst idea that we've ever fucking had. The reason why I'm saying this is because now a woman can literally divorce a man because she says she got bored. And that's a literal fucking thing. I've actually seen that happen in real life to a friend of mine. Well, actually, not so much a friend. It was actually a friend of my ex who did it to her husband. I knew her husband a little bit. Me and him didn't exactly get along, but when that shit fucking happened, I found myself in his corner for the first time ever. Caused a major fucking issue between me and my ex. This was while me and my ex were still together. But the thing is get rid of no-fault divorce. Make it to where you have to have a valid reason, like infidelity or something like that. Infidelity, the other person beating you, but have it where it applies both ways. Another thing that you need to do, get rid of that fucked up Duluth model that sits there and says that men are the perpetrator and women are the victim. That is not the case. Statistics have shown that is not the fucking case. So get rid of that shit. When something's broken, what do? You either fix it or you get rid of it. And that thing is broken down to its base concept. Get rid of it. It can't be repaired. Now, it's another way to go ahead and do it. Oh, allow men the option to financially abort a child. Really? Sorry about that. Damn, that truck's noisy. Whatever. But, go ahead and have it where men can financially abort a child. Make it to where a woman going ahead and tricking a guy into getting her pregnant, or her end up getting pregnant from an oops, she has the option to abort. Keep that. Go for it. But have it where the male has a financial equivalent. Of course, if the male financially aborts the child, he gives up all parental rights, but he's also giving up all parental responsibility. Stop that whole trapping thing. Another thing, go ahead and have it where it is just blatantly for when a divorce happens, either no such thing as alimony. I know that one's a bit of a stretch. Or have it where alimony is for 4 years, because in 4 years you can get a degree. You can go ahead, go through the training in 4 years. There you go. So you get 4 years of alimony, and then it's done, regardless of how long you were married. And remember, you've gotten rid of no-fault divorce. So there had to have been a reason for the divorce to happen. Another thing, and I kind of touched on it before, actually recognize that men can be victims of rape with a woman being the perpetrator. Is it a lot rarer than men raping women? We don't know. We haven't looked into it. Because the thing is you can't sit there and say men are raped just as often as women when society says, well, it's impossible for a man to be raped by anyone but another man. But a woman can be raped by a man, by a group of men, so on and so forth. So let's just go ahead and have that be equaled out. Those are what I can think of off the top of my head. And it just so happens that a lot of those things happen to be what MRAs bang on about. It's almost like the MRAs have been telling you how to defeat MGTOW. Because the thing is if you get rid of all that shit, then guess what? All of a sudden, MGTOW will be less appealing, because then they will have significantly less to bitch about. Oh, and another thing, just before I close out the video, get rid of common law marriage. That needs to fucking go. Get the fuck rid of that. Because there's a reason why MGTOWs tell young men never cohabitate with a woman. Ever. Do not cohabitate with a partner. Or even a non-partner. Don't have a female roommate. Because they can go down and force you into a marriage. So, that's how I'm looking at it. How the best way to defeat MGTOW. Anyone else who is a MGTOW that can think of some other ways to do it, go ahead and make a comment down in the comment section. If you like the video, go ahead and share it. Go ahead, spread it around. Because the thing is I would love to see a day where MGTOW has no place. Because that will mean that men are not getting completely anally fucked by the system. That will mean that gynocentrism, as much as it can be, has been eliminated. But But until that time, MGTOW is still going to be around. It's going to continue to grow. And the more you try to fight it, the faster it's going to grow. So, I've given you at least my tips for going after MGTOW. And I guarantee you that this would inflict a mortal wound on MGTOW. So, by all means, go ahead. Do it. I would love to see that. But like I said, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I know for a fact that this current generation doesn't even have a snowballs in hell's chance of making this happen. Hell, the next 4 generations would be hard pressed to even get one of those things passed through.